Yes, sir. What is going on, YouTube? It is your boy Denali, aka Don Squally, and in today's video, we are back at it with another Forza Horizon 4 build video. And if you guys can tell from the title of today's video, we are back at it with another YouTuber build. We are going to be doing something a little bit different. I can't remember the last time that I have done an RX7 build on the channel. More than likely when I was doing a Fast and the Furious replica. But for today's video, we are going to be jumping inside the legendary Mazda RX7. For those of you guys who know, rotary engine, very controversial motor because although it does have a cult following, notorious just for engine problems, you know, it's one of those things. When it's running great, it's fantastic, but that doesn't happen very often. But nonetheless, this is a video game, so it should be a fun car. I was thinking of doing like an engine swap because I know there's probably like a four rotor, yes, right there, the 2.6 liter 4-rotor. But I kind of want to see what this motor can do stock. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this stock motor is like a 1.6 or something like that. Now, that's not confirmed. We are going to leave the rear wheel drive drivetrain on there. Now, this thing comes stock with a twin turbo. I kind of want to stick with the stock motor, but max it out, and I have a feeling we're gonna get the max power out of a big single turbo here. Now let's check out some of the wide body kits. Wow, that's definitely interesting how it's missing a whole part of the fender there. That is kind of cool too, but I don't know, these are a little aggressive. Not really what I had in mind for this car, so we're actually going to stick with the stock body style here. Now, as for the aero and appearance, we are, however, going to see if we can make a half decent body kit. Now, because this is a classic, you know, 1997, at this point it's a classic. It is you know, 2022, not to date this video, but I just did. You get a lot of these classic body kit options that nowadays are kind of rice here. Now, I do like the duckbill. That is crazy, man. I do like the duckbill. I think we're going to keep this one subtle. Now, after seeing that big wing, I'm wondering if maybe I should have done the whole wide body and put one of these big wings on here, but as far as the rear end goes, we'll probably keep it stock. Like, a lot of these body kits, very old school. You know, this is something you would see in Fast and the Furious, which nowadays is doesn't really work for the cars, you know, builds that I'm trying to produce here for YouTube. But we are probably going to use one of these hoods because I do like hood vents. Got some nasty hood vents on my G35 there. If you haven't checked out my main channel where I do car videos on my actual car, my actual real life cars, I should say. Few videos there. Actually, we've been releasing some snowplow content on that channel, which if you guys are excited for some G35 snowplowing, because I did turn my coupe into a Safari G35 type build, head on over and check that out. But yeah, we're gonna widen up the tires, both front and back, and now comes the fun part. We are gonna check out some wheel options because I do think this thing deserves to have a more upgraded set of wheels on it. And I'm thinking we're going to throw on some Rota P45Rs here. I do like the 5 spokes. We might change up the color, but I think with a little bit more... Oh, this is the diameter. I think 17 is probably going to be as wide as I want to go. So we're going to go ahead and do that. But I think with the right offset, which is like maximum offset, we are going to put an aggressive amount of camber on this car just to make it look good. But I think once we lower it, drop some camber on here, this thing's going to look real sick. So next up, what I'm thinking we're going to do is upgrade the clutch. we're going to be putting a lot of power here. We need to get that clutch upgraded. Now, I want to upgrade to a sport transmission just so I can adjust the final drive ratio here. I think the transmission this car comes with is going to be fine for what we're going to be doing here. Next up, we are going to upgrade the brakes. Gotta have brakes, especially you know, any build that you're doing. If you have the money, I think brakes is probably one of the first things that I would want to do. Now, I am going to put on a race spring and damper, even though I'm going to make some aggressive modifications to the setup. You know, I just think having the word race in there in the suspension setup is going to, you know, make me feel a little bit better about slamming it and dropping a whole bunch of camber on it. But what I want to do now is basically max out the engine here. You know, I just want to see what this engine is capable of, what it sounds like with the modifications, and see how it performs when it's completely maxed out. That's pretty aggressive there. Now, do we have a displacement here? And now that we got that out of the way, to be honest, this motor's not really making a whole lot of power here. Like, what am I go S1? Oh, okay. Yeah, we are making quite a bit of change there. I was a little confused because I still saw 645 at the top, but I see what's going on there. Okay, so we are making a substantial amount of power. We're in the class S1 here, 440 kilowatts, which is just shy of 600 horsepower. So that should be pretty good. But we are, of course, going to find out. Next up, I'm thinking we are going to do a few adjustments to the tuning here. Now, we look good as far as the gearing goes. It does go well past 375 kilometers an hour here. Now, I do want to put some aggressive camber on here just so we can get the wheels to tuck into the top once I completely slam this thing. And that's pretty much all I wanted to do. Like, with my tuning, let's be honest, I might adjust the gear ratio, but I'm usually just lowering the car to make it look good for our videos here. But now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and paint this thing. Now, I do have a few ideas in my head, which is why I did want to keep the paint white here. Check out a couple of the basic colors that I want. Now, orange I really like, but now that I'm seeing it on the car, I feel like orange is more of a super color. Obviously, yellow, quite a common color as well. Now, I do kind of like the purple. Let's go ahead and see if we can fine-tune. I'm going to make a few adjustments here and see if I can find like a dark purpley, almost midnight purple color here. Now we got the blue top coat. You can see in the right light it just shines ever so slightly, but the base color is purple, and that's pretty much exactly what I wanted on this thing. Now, I was going to paint the wheels a different color, but now that I'm seeing them on this color, I think the wheels are going to look pretty good in gold. The only other options are like the steel polished or the aluminum polished. The aluminum does look good, but it does look a little too chromy for me. I guess we'll go with like a semi-gloss brass on there. Kind of looks the same, but just a little, ever so slightly more gold. And that is looking pretty sick right now. So we're gonna go ahead and save this to the current car, and as we often do around this time, take this thing for a rip. And of course, it had to be raining when we get out here for our drive. But man, this thing looks so sick. Not the kind of car you'd want to drive in the rain, let's just say that. 600 horsepower. But I'm more so in it for the engine. This motor, a notoriously unique sound. Now, I'm not necessarily a fan of the way that rotary motors sound. I can appreciate them. I am a VQ guy, so that should tell you what my taste in motors, sound is like. I like VR6 motors. The Nissan V6 motors sound nice. Just that low, deep tone. But yeah, I mean, I understand why these motors and these cars are popular. Obviously, the RX7 is just a legendary car. You know, the RX8 engines, RX8s themselves, I don't really see them holding the same value as an RX7 would. The early RX7s, prior generations to this one that I'm driving here, those ones I've never really cared for all that much, but again, I can appreciate why they are so popular. But this car, surprisingly well balanced. Even though I'm driving this thing in the rain, it is handling extremely well. Now, I don't think we're going to get the opportunity to drive this car on dry pavement in this video, just because I don't want to keep this video going too long, especially it makes the editing process just that little bit more annoying. But I will say this car, driving in the rain here, extremely impressive. And I can't, I really can't say anything negative about it. I could use a little bit more power, which is where that 4 rotor might come in. That would have been the only logical choice, really. But this engine really is not bad at all. It does perform quite well. I don't know if we would have got more power out of the twin turbos. Probably not, but I mean, 600 horsepower, any more than 600 horsepower, and it would make driving this car in the rain very difficult. You know what I mean? There's really no tire spin happening. And yeah, man, the thing is just handling really well. Drifts nice, even when you get the back end sideways, hit the gas. It's not overwhelming. It's not something that's going to spin the car around, make the car difficult to drive, which when you're trying to win races, let's be honest, that's what you want. But very happy with the way that this build turned out. As we often do around this time, I'm going to head back to the city, where we are going to put an end to this video and take our screenshot for our thumbnail here. If you guys did enjoy this one, don't forget to smash that like button. If you guys want to see more and you're not subscribed yet, definitely do so. Got a lot more Forza Horizon 5 build videos coming, because that's what we're playing on this channel, man. Let's be honest. It's Forza all day. So yeah, with that being said, I'm your boy Denali, aka Don Squally, and we're gonna catch y'all mofos at the next one, man. Peace. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh.